Acolytes. How are you doing this fine evening? Let me just unmute everything. Oh, wait, let me need it for myself. Oh god. Okay, there it is. Hello! How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Tonight we're continuing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Ideally, we finished Gina's case. I did not expect her case to take so long. Honestly, I had no clue. No clue it would take as long as it has been. Like, I was like, yeah, no, 3 hours should be pretty good to take care of it. Nah! I got like, it feels like I got halfway through. Oh, God! I just decided, look, I have two chances. So who knows if I'm actually going to be able to do that. Hold on, let me turn this down just a little bit. There we go. Hold on. What did I already press him on all of these? I can't even remember. Oh, these ruffians were... Wow, where did... Holy shit, where did that come from? Oh, I gave him like a really pompous... While these ruffians were jostling with the broker, I was still near the entrance to the shop. Nope. I forgot that you have to click on the... Like, whenever I click off the screen, I have to click on the screen, which causes it to advance in dialogue. Hold it! Okay. Mr. Wendebank emerged from the storeroom, I believe. Ringo and Nash were scouring the counter when he suddenly appeared and flew at them. He already had the revolver in his hand. Fortunately, I wasn't too close. I've never been so scared in all my life.
Yeah, we're just your regular mild-mannered burglars, that's all. We don't like violence.
Says the pair who carry a gun. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Hold on. I'm also gonna drink some water. Oh my god, I am so thirsty. Ah! Okay. Much better. Are you wide awake now? Did that wake you up? I'm sorry. Sorry if you're watching in the future and that somehow woke you up. What do you mean when you said you were near the entrance to the shop? I was in the doorway, running my eyes over their shelves of forfeited items. Wow. Actually, let me blow my nose real quick. Be right back. Ah. Thank God that someone invented the mute button. My favorite appliance, my favorite app, my favorite function. My favorite function of a microphone. Yes. Those are the words in that order that I wished to say. I am a human, don't you know? Looking for the music box, of course. The broker went for Nash in the first place. Then Ringo joined in, making it 2 against 1, so I assumed they could handle the situation. But I was wrong.
I was trying to help my little bruv, but the old geezer chucked me over the bloomin' counter. So I pulled my gun on the old fella, and that soon made him scoffler.
The pair of you setting upon the poor defenseless pawnbroker together, shame on you!
Sorry, Gov.
They're not sorry. They're not very sorry. When Wendebank threw Nash over the counter, I felt a sharp pain in my arm. Okay. Did one of them shoot you, or did Wendebank shoot you? You mean that's the moment you were shot? Yes, though I didn't immediately realize what had happened, of course. Things crashed to the floor from the counter as the 3 men were brawling. It was at exactly that moment that it happened, so I didn't hear the gunshot. Huh. And the bullet went on to strike the counter and the wall behind you. So it would appear. When I looked at my arm, I saw it was bleeding badly, so I wrapped my handkerchief around it. Seeing as I couldn't explain what had happened to a doctor, I had no choice but to wait for it to heal. I didn't imagine it would still be bleeding 2 days later. Did Mr. Wendebank intend to shoot you, do you think? Well now, I don't imagine he even noticed I was there, to be honest. Perhaps the gun went off accidentally. Anyway, it didn't quite strike home.
When I pulled my gun on him, he tried to shove me out of the way. And then he scarpered through that door back.
At which point, what did you do? My lord! Oh, what? Oh, wait, crap. Oh, God. Oh, no, I remembered. I just remembered. They were going to go get the coat that Gina was wearing, but that coat was McGilded's when he killed the Mason, and he has blood all over it. So they're just going to prove that there's blood all over it, and then just be like, oh, see? See? Gina did it, because it's covered in blood. You see? No. No. Except I don't know how to, like, refute that. Explain yourself, officer. Oh, I have the results of the test that was ordered earlier, my lord. Ah, the blood on the accused overcoat. Accuseds, I suppose. Thank you, officer. Very well. The cross-examination is hereby temporarily suspended. I presume you have no objection, counsel? No, my lord. I can't really object to that in any way, shape, or form. Well, there you have it. The report, please, Inspector. Yes, sir. Traces of human blood were found on the overcoat of the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade. From the extent of the stains, it would appear that they were the result of spattering following a gunshot wound. End of report. Goodness me! Yep, that's not looking good. Not looking. Hey, fuck you. I hate you. Stop doing that. See? What did I tell you?
Objection.
No. You see, that blood isn't. Nope. You're wrong. That's not Wendabanks. What on earth makes you say that, counsel? The coat originally belonged to Magnus McGilded. Just before his coat was deposited at Wendabanks, McGilded had fatally stabbed Mr. Mason Milverton. So the blood on that overcoat is the blood of the brickmaker from the omnibus case. Are you fucking dumb? Well, the dead cannot speak. Isn't that right, my Nipponese friend? Sorry? 2 months ago in this very courtroom, did you not argue fervently for McGilded's innocence? And yet, now that the man is dead, you brand him as a murderer? Your conduct shatters any shred of respect you may have earned for yourself in this country. But that was... I call it bully negligence and treachery, that's what it is. How to determine whether the blood on that coat is 2 months old or not? Even a stereoscope couldn't help with the answer to that. Can't be done. But... We used Mr. Sholmes specially...
Mr. Sholmes is a detective, not a chemist.
Would you put such faith in chemical formula devised by me, for example, when I'm a communications officer? I held out Pirotsky to a starving boy, and he ran away crying. Herlock Sholmes is barely more than a figment of the public's imagination. His name carries no weight in this courtroom. No weight at all. How could you say that? Victory is sweet indeed. This proves that my testimony is the whole truth from start to finish. How do you arrive at such a conclusion, sir? As the witness said, the accused coat was spattered with the blood of the victim. The only way Mr. Graydon could possibly have known that fact is if he saw it happen. In other words, his testimony is solid, and the conclusion is singular. He's fucking lying. It was the accused who shot the victim in this case. That is the whole truth. Ryunosuke, why are you reacting like you know it's not true? Stop, my lord. Been a long battle, this one, but this old warhorse has something to say now, if you please. Mr. Foreman. As of this moment, sir, the squadron has reached its final decision. Ready, men? All for one now. Oh, God. Yep, it's all guilty.
Guilty.
Yep.
Guilty.
Understandable.
Guilty.
I get it.
Guilty.
Oh, okay.
Guilty.
You're rubbing it in now.
Guilty.
Okay, that one hurt. And bloop. Time for what is this? The third summation examination of the this case is going on forever. Well, it would appear the ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached a unanimous verdict. Yeah, go ahead and gloat, bro. The defense has consistently failed to unpick this witness's testimony. Here's to any attempt you may make at unpicking the jurors' decisions, being equally successful. Why is this on me again, after all I've done? How is it all unraveling on me so fast? Yeah, how is it? Ryunosuke, think. You gotta think, man. You gotta think, because I cannot. I am unable to think, man. I have no idea what to do or say. How very distressing to be held in such low esteem. Who said that? Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? Officer? You delivered the report now. That will be all. Thank you. It occurs to me with some regularity, Mr. Naruhodo, that scientific truths are determined not by science, but by none other than the human mind. I know that voice. Yeah, who... Am I going mad? Ah! Wait, who is it? Oh, it's Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes! What is the meaning of this? Ha! I have arrived, fully healed and fully operational. Order, order! What business do you have here, detective? The last I heard, you were recuperating in hospital. As well I would be, had I not been set upon an errand. What errand?
Hurley, it's really you! You're awake at last!
Yes, good day, Iris. I appear to be rather late to rise. My apologies. Now, my lord, if you will humor me. In what manner, sir? I have something of great importance I wish to give to the young lawyer over there. I need no more than 5 minutes. Would you be so kind as to spare us the time? What say you this, Lord Van Zeeks? Fucking no! This trial has taken many hours of the court's time, having spent so long already. Exactly! Haven't spent so long already, we don't want to go wasting any more precious time! As I was saying, having spent so long already, it would seem churlish to deny the defense a mere 5 minutes. Yeah, fuck you, Gregson. Very well then, counsel. You have 5 minutes. Oh my god. Sholmes! Sholmes, please! My dear fellow, I apologize for my tardy arrival. Mr. Sholmes, are you alright now? Alright, I'm not all wrong! Sorry? I've only just managed to summon the strength to stand, man. I asked the judge for 5 minutes. Specifically because of that! But I fear that even that may prove too much for me. Pray, forgive should I pass out. Yeah, I mean, you did have chemicals kind of go all over you, and you were shot. Though thankfully the pouch absorbed the blow. Grab some more water. Yeah, let's make this as short as possible so that you can get back to a hospital.
Hurley, this place is full of idiots. I can't believe any of them would deny how special your chemical blood analysis is.
Ah, well, that concoction of mine was really just a bit of sport to assist me in my investigations. I never took the trouble to refine it for appraisal by the scientific community. An oversight on my part. Right, modesty? Surely not. But enough of that. I'm here to give you this, my dear friend. Oh my god, what is this? Is this a lunch from Susato? What's that? A lavender furoshiki wrapping? A leaving present from Miss Susato. From Miss Susato? If possible, matters were to be settled without me giving you this. Those were her instructions when she asked me to do her this favor. I don't understand. Yeah, what? She left you something for me? Miss Susato Miss Susato foresaw today's events, I believe. She knew that the culprit would attempt to escape justice by means both devious and underhand. And that you, Mr. Naruhodo, fighting fairly as you are, won't to do, would you find yourself in considerable peril. At that moment of crisis, you were to be given this small parcel. Those were the dear lady's instructions. She met with me at like 3 a.m. Literally, she dragged me out of bed, she told me what to leave you, and when to leave it to you. And now I am doing as she wished. Seemed pretty important. Oh my god! It's the cat flap door. Oh! It's the machine I made! Ah! What do you mean? The cat flap door! The claptrap! The claptrap door! What's up, Waga High? Look, I use this. It's my latest invention. What is that? I call it the cat flap-o-mat. It can make a cat flap for my furry little friend like Waggy in seconds. Okay. What's Susie up to? Miss Susato muttered the following words before she left. I'm a failure. I don't deserve to be a judicial assistant. What? Didn't she say something like that? What? Did she? What do you mean? You really are the best judicial assistant in the world. Well, that's extremely flattering. But I'm sorry to say... Oh, right, that I've been a complete failure. What do you mean? Like, is it because she didn't tell us about the flap-o-mat? Like, what's going on? Why does she feel that way? Whatever did she mean by that, Mr. Sholmes? Oh, God, I'm cleaning my glasses and it's so hard to read. Fucking dots. Click. That night, when you left Winnebanks in pursuit of thieves. Of the thieves. Miss Susato made use of this contraption for a certain purpose. That is your answer, dear fellow. No, not at all cryptic, then. Susato used this flap-o-mat? Oh! Okay. Okay, so... Hold on. So the door, like the opening that's been there to look inside, that was done after we got here, which was after he was murdered. So yeah, fucking Graydon is full of shit because he's been saying like, oh, she threw the gun out of that flap that's been there the whole time. It wasn't there the whole fucking time. You piece of shit, I got you now. I got you now, you motherfucker. Okay. Your 5 minutes is over. We're out of time already? It's fine. It's fine. We have all we need, Ryunosuke. We have all we need. Sholmes, you did your job. Thank you. I'm grateful to you for affording us that brief recess, Mr. Reaper. I need no thanks, detective. After all, the die is cast. Is it really? The jurors are unanimous in their leanings. No doubt my learned friend will consider a summation examination. But any attempt to alter the verdict now would be utterly futile. I wonder. Mr. Naruhodo! Yes? The rest is down to you, dear fellow. What is your plan? The rest is down to me? I need to be careful here. If I make a wrong move, the trial will end badly. My lord, the defense requests... Oh. Oh, God. Oh, wait. If we go further cross-examination... Further cross-examination... And one of those things, like, he talks about, like, the window. Oh, crap, I can't remember. We didn't go through all the dialogue. We couldn't go through all the dialogue in time. Damn it. If he talks about, like, about the window and anything, he is fucked if we present that flip-o-matic. Further cross-examination, please. Further cross-examination. The jurors have spoken. Protocol dictates that you... may not cross-examine a new witness now. It's not a new witness. The defense is not asking for the cross-examination of a new witness, rather to continue with one of an existing witness. What? It would appear that a rather important detail has escaped your attention, Mr. Reaper. My lord! Requesting your lordship's permission to interrupt the cross-examination. Thank you, officer. Very well. The cross-examination is hereby temporarily suspended. I presume you have no objection, counsel? Oh, so even though they voted guilty, they were still in the middle of a pause. Is that the loophole they're going at here? So nobody can say anything then. If Bruno asks to resume his cross-examination of Mr. Graydon, the court is obliged to follow it. Ugh, what the fuck? You're using ass-backward logic on me. That's my job. I'm supposed to do that. Well, fuck you too. Fuck you too, Zeeks. I would remind those present that this is my courtroom. I concur that the defense is entirely within its rights to request the continuation of the cross-examination. However, I will not permit an unremitting protraction of these proceedings. Therefore, I have decided to afford the defense one final opportunity in concluding the cross-examination. Oh, crap. Counsel, you must choose but one statement from the witness's testimony, and but one piece of evidence to present in support of your argument against it. A single chance to present evidence? If, following that, the situation remains unchanged, I shall move to adjudication. Is that clear, counsels? You will not press the witness any further. My lord. Yes, my lord. A single statement and a single piece of evidence. Most generous. Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, it's high time I fell in a dead faint. I'm about to pass out. I leave this in your capable hands. Oh my god, he actually... he just had like a seizure falling down. Yo, someone get him to a hospital. Mr. Sholmes! Yeah, like literally, like someone get him to a hospital, please. Also, probably get that scalpel out of him. To stand so insouciantly before the court in a state of such high fever, either the man has extraordinary strength of mind or an extraordinary lack of feeling. I imagine he's feeling very little now. The detective is sleeping soundly in one of the antechambers. Strike a man when he's down, why don't you? Well then, counsel, are you fully prepared? Yep, I am prepared. Just gotta breathe in and out. Yes. One statement, one piece of evidence. I won't let Mr. Sholmes down. Or Iris. Yeah, you get yourself pumped, Ryunosuke. And I won't waste this final chance that Susato-san has given me. This is going to decide the entire outcome of this trial. Ah. Delicious water. Snagged me an ice cube. Making my teeth hurt. You know. Isn't it like really bad to chew on ice? I'm pretty sure it is. Very well then, under the terms I've outlined, you may resume the cross-examination. Okay, motherfucker. I have a new piece of evidence for you. A real nice piece of evidence for you. The moment of the shooting again. While these ruffians were jostling the broker, I was sitting near the entrance to the shop. When I went bang through an ash over the counter, I felt a sharp pain in my arm. I pursued the man, but he shut himself in the storeroom. I could see him through the peephole in the door, though. So yeah, let's present the cat flapper map for this stage, for this one. What on earth is that eccentric contraption, counsel? Oh, it's my cat flap-o-matic, my lord. It makes a way for cats to get in and out of a room. It can cut through any door you can think of, and make a new little door in the middle of it. That's right, my lord. It's a device for creating so-called cat flaps. Small doors for cats to come and go as they please without their owners having to open the main door. I'm sure we can all work out that for ourselves. Oh my god. We can figure that out, you idiot. But that cat lover's contrivance has no possible relevance to this case. Oh, really? Of course it doesn't. To start with, there was no cat flap in the pawnbroker's door. Not being a keeper of cats myself, I'm afraid I failed to see what this has to do with the matter at hand. Perhaps it would help if I described its function yet another way. This contraption is able to create a peephole in any door you can imagine, in practically no time at all. I beg your pardon? A peephole, you say? 2 nights ago, we arrived at the scene only minutes after the murder of Mr. Windibank had taken place. That's right. According to the paperwork at the yard, it was you, your Japanese assistant, and Sholmes. Yes, the 3 of us were together, and it's recently come to my attention that my assistant made use of this device at this time. Your assistant did what? There was a peephole in the storeroom door. I can attest to that, because I looked through the peephole myself in order to see inside the locked storeroom. This is ludicrous. What are you trying to say? Of course there was a peephole in the door. I said as much in my testimony. How else could I have witnessed the crime, for pity's sake? Well, you see, the thing is, how could you? What? Counsel, kindly say what you mean. Alright, it's time. Time to strike the final blow. What I mean is this, my lord. My assistant made the peephole in the storeroom door, and until such time as she did, the door had no hole in it to look through. What? No! That's you. That's what you sound like, fucking Graydon. This is a farce! Are you really suggesting that the peephole in the door was... Yeah, it was created only after the incident had taken place, by my judicial assistant using this device. Your assistant tampered with the crime scene while being fully aware of the gravity of her actions? That is a most serious act of vandalism, for which I humbly apologize, my lord. It was in the few minutes that I had left the scene in order to pursue the Skulkin brothers and alert the police. Nevertheless, in the light of this new information, it becomes apparent that Mr. Graydon's testimony is riddled with holes. Riddled with... Explain yourself, counsel. The majority of Mr. Graydon's testimony appears to incriminate the defendant, is based upon what he witnessed through the peephole in the storeroom door. Yes, that filthy girl shooting the man in the back. However, at the time of the incident, that peephole did not yet exist in the door. There's no possible way that you could have seen what you claim to have seen. In short, your entire testimony is a pack of lies. Ugh. Yeah, you fucker. What do you have to say about that, Zeeks? Huh? Order, order! Is there any credence in this revelation? There fucking isn't! You're a liar! You're a goddamn... I don't know. None whatsoever, as my learned friend must surely realize. Exactly! This is just some cheap trick designed to discredit me. I'm afraid not, sir. Of course it is. Do you seriously expect people to believe that plaything can cut through a solid wooden door? Oh, yes, I designed it to be very powerful. It can cut through even the toughest of doors. That's absurd. I don't believe it for a second. Haha, I had a feeling you'd say that. What? Wacky, cooey, time for dinner. You see? Made a flap of the fucking... I knew it. I thought she was going to, like, go to the door and test it out. Nope. It's already installed. She already put it in. Meow. Well? Young lady, this is the Old Bailey. One does not make cat flaps in the oak paneling at the Old Bailey. I'm not done yet. Don't worry. This doesn't mean that the people in the storeroom within at Windibanks was made by your machine. And there's no way you could prove that it was. No, but it's easy. What? The cat flaps my Capilamo creates are all of a fixed size, and the dimensions of the people at Windibanks are an exact match. Wild, wild. Hee old Silky's lost for words. Excellent work, Iris. Thank you. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you, Graydon. Fuck you, you piece of shit. And now it's my learned student friend's turn to be lost for words, I feel. Oh, God. I believe your judicial assistant has already left the country for your Eastern Island home. Well, yes, that's true. Then you may have some difficulty in establishing all of the facts. For the sake of argument, let us assume the people has dimensions that are perfectly fit for this contraption. In that case, when was the people cut? The prosecution demands proof of your answer. Well, I mean, it has to be the door. When Gina... Yeah! When Gina was holding up Wendabank in that picture, it has to show the door, right? It's very simple, my lord. The defense argues that the peephole was created after the incident using this device, and now that the perpetrator has returned to his native land, she cannot testify to the fact. There's no proof. Yes, there is, and for as long as the defense remains unable to prove when the peephole was made, my learned friend's claim amounts to nothing more than a baseless accusation. No, it's true. I swear it's true. She did the thing. She did the thing illegally. She knows it was wrong. Indeed, that is so, Lord Van Zeeks. Well, counsel? Don't give up now, Runo. This is the time to create your own opening and force your way through. I don't know if I can do this, but I do know one thing. Oh, God, hold on. Had to blow my nose. Sorry about that. Susato-san is the greatest judicial assistant in the world. God damn, I can never read that word. Very well. The counsel for the defense will present evidence to support the claim made. Proof that the people in the door and Wendabanks was created after the event and not before. Sure. Let me examine it. Okay, no, hold on, and let me examine this one. Yeah, hey, look at that! Man, you can clearly see it. Yeah, we're probably going to present this one, though, because this one straight up doesn't have a flap in it.
Take that!
Well. What are you? A print from the detective's infernal cameras again? Dude, you've been using these this entire trial to prove your point. My new judicial... Susato is an extremely intelligent and capable woman. I, however, am not. Which is why I never had any cause to doubt that she would have considered this scenario and made sure I had the necessary proof. And the necessary proof is this photographic print, counsel. This print shows a scene in the shop moments after the defendant entered the premises. Agreed. Where are you going with this? It also shows the accused mercilessly wielding a gun in the direction of the defenseless broker. But, more to the point, look at the fucking door! It pictures the storeroom door in the background. Let me see that print again. Holy shit! He's right, Zeeks! I don't believe it! This is really quite remarkable. The door to the storeroom is completely devoid of a people of any description. Mr. Graydon, you couldn't possibly have witnessed the crime, as you claim to have done, because at the time it happened, there was no people in that door. In other words, your testimony is a sack of shit. I mean, a catalog of lies. Yeah. That one. The PG one. Man. Even in death, he strives to be fabulous. Order! I'm satisfied that the defense has substantiated its claims beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness's testimony is entirely fallacious. Fallacious? Fallacious. Fallacious. I assume fallacious. That's not the only thing we now know beyond all reasonable doubt. My learned friend's assistant's guilt can no longer be denied. The woman tampered with the crime scene. But more importantly... Good lord, there's more, Lord Van Zeeks? The defense may have established a reprehensible instance of perjury. But that is no proof that this man is the victim's killer. Dude, yes, that's right. What? I was there at the scene, it's true. And I was shot in the arm, it's true. But that's all. Yes, in fact, if you look at the circumstances, I am the victim here. Oh, please, no! No. He's not gonna get away with this, is he? Please tell me he's not. He's not gonna be like our first case all over again, right? They're not gonna fucking bail him out. But they're right, as it stands now, I don't have any definitive proof that he's the culprit. Still, he can't worm his way out of it now. Iris? You know what they say. There's no point locking the cat's door after the cat is bolted. That is true. That is that is a factual statement. If the cat's gone, there's no use locking it. Isn't that right, Bruno? As Hurley always says, one lie begets another. No, wait. That might have been a line I wrote for him in one of my stories. It's a good line nonetheless. Well, no matter who said it first, you're right. Mr. Graydon, not only did you give false testimony to the court, but the lies you told make no sense. Make no sense? What do you mean by such a remark? What you said in your testimony reveals that you know something you shouldn't have known. In other words, there's a fundamental inconsistency in your statements. What?
Objection!
Yeah, we know. He lied. This is provocative talk, counsel. Won't you enlighten the court? Explain the alleged inconsistency. Iris was right. One lie begets another. The inconsistency is revealed by the lies in the witnesses' statements. They show that Graydon is knowledgeable of something he shouldn't have known anything about, namely... Hold on. Would he have known about the third gun? He knew about Windibanks, but he claimed the third... Oh my god. It's either the third gun or the bloodstains on the coat. Yeah, it's the bloodstains on the coat. Because he wouldn't have known that the coat was covered in the blood. I'm glad I really fucking stopped to think about that. The bloodstains that were present on Miss Lestrade's coat. That's right, the victim's blood splattered all over her when she shot him. But how could you have possibly known that? Obviously, because I saw her do it through the peephole in the... Yeah, wild. It's almost like there was no peephole in the door. The point is not that you lied in your testimony, Mr. Graydon. It's the nature of the lie you conducted that is so revealing. You're not making any sense. Well, let me ask you a simple question. How is it, Mr. Graydon, that you knew of the existence of the peephole in the storeroom door? What? Well, obviously ooh. If you weren't... Ooh, yeah, that means you would have had to come in afterward. Yeah, you literally, yeah. If you didn't see it, how did you know? How did you first find out about it? Has the cat got your tongue, witness? The peephole in the door was made after the incident occurred. And once I returned to the shop having failed to catch the two burglars, Scotland Yard's investigators arrived immediately. Since that time, the police have been at Windibanks constantly, carrying out their investigation. Isn't that right, Inspector Gregson? Well, yeah, of course. The place is chock full of pawned articles, and lads have to thoroughly examine them all. So I gave the order to have officers working around the clock at shifts till we got all through it. And consequently, there's no way that you, Mr. Graydon, could have gained access to the shop. Therefore, you should have known nothing about the peephole in the storeroom door. So the fact that its existence forms the basis of your testimony is completely inexplicable.
Objection!
And yet, the fact remains that Mr. Graydon did maintain that he witnessed the crime take place through the peephole in the door. How on earth is that possible? Could I have a word, please, Lord Van Zeeks? Speak, Inspector. It's just that I really ought to be getting back to the station now to put in my report. There's really nothing more I can add to this testimony, so if it's all the same to you, permission denied. Oh. It's not all the same to me, Inspector, not at all. You will remain exactly where you are until this trial concludes. Well, of course, sir. Mr. Graydon. Yeah. Fucking Graydon. You shouldn't have known about the existence of that peephole. So, where'd you learn about it? Which can only mean that you must have been informed about it by somebody else.
Objection!
Stop there, my learned friend. You realize, I trust, that the words you just uttered have extremely serious implications. Yeah, I am aware. That's why I said them. But the defense believes that the details about the case that Mr. Graydon claims to have seen must have been revealed to him by a certain person before his testimony. And, in fact, considering a particular clue we have, there's really only one person that could be. Who is the person in question, counsel? Who gave this witness details of the crime scene to facilitate... I mean, he did just have, like, a weird outburst where he wanted to leave. And I mean, they were whispering with each other earlier, which is, like, really weird. Luckily, they didn't ask me for the evidence, because I had nothing. It's just like, what? I don't know why Gregson did it. The truth is, it can only have been you, Inspector Gregson.
Objection!
What the fuck are you on about? You better have some proof to substantiate such a rash claim, my learned friend. Consider the fact that we have only been aware of Mr. Ashley Graydon's identity for the last few hours. We learned of it only during the course of the trial today. Indeed, preparations for his testimony were made with great urgency during our one-hour-long recess. While the police executed the subpoena and brought in the man here from the communication station. And until that time, Mr. Graydon would have had no idea, no inkling that he would suddenly be required to appear in court. Are you suggesting that until such time as he was summoned? Yes, my lord. Until then, it's reasonable to assume he knew nothing of the peephole. It was only once Mr. Graydon was in the stand that he realized his position, that he would have to defend himself against the accusation that he was the third intruder. You're suggesting to the court that it was while this trial was in progress that he received the information so that he could commit perjury in order to save his skin? Exactly. That's exactly what I'm insinuating there. Thank you for picking up on that. And the only person with knowledge of the investigation that he had any contact with is you, Inspector Gregson. This is bloomin' outrage! Why would I be giving away details of our investigation to this fella, huh? I was summoned to his lordship's chambers during the recess in any case. Had you forgotten that? Quite true. I had a number of questions regarding the events that transpired at the pawnbrokery. Which means the first time these two laid eyes on another was after proceedings resumed following the recess. Since then, they've been in full view in the stand, where such illicit discussions couldn't possibly have occurred. But they could. We saw them fucking discussing it. What do you mean? Ooh, I just remembered something, Runo. What is it, Iris? There was one time before, wasn't there? I think it was when Ginny was testifying. Oh, yeah, now that you mention it. When the bailiff was dispatched to retrieve McGilded's music box from the scene of the crime. That's it! It was during that testimony. Gina! Look at her! I remember finding it strange at the time that these two were fucking whispering. They seemed to have some kind of a secret discussion. Gregson, aren't you supposed to be like a good detective? Why are you giving inside information to the scumbag, huh? Unless you're in on it. You're in on it, aren't you, Gregson? You piece of shit. Oh my god, I just had a brain blast. The reason why Van Zeeks doesn't trust us is because we were supposed to be handpicked by, like, our government for the British government, right? And anything the British government is tied to would have, like, be in the secret, like whatever secret coven is going on here. They have their hands in the government. So Zeke thinks we're in on it because we are the lawyer, but the lawyer isn't us. It was supposed to be Kazuma. That's okay. So I wonder if Zeke's knew that something was fishy going on with the exchange program, or if he just saw that the government was involved and was like, nah, these fuckers, It would have been possible for you to give Mr. Graydon the information he needed, then. You little toe rag, you're making this all up. I'm a respectable Scotland Yard inspector, for crying out loud. Why would I do something like that? Why would I give away confidential details to the likes of this bloke? Admittedly, you wouldn't have any reason to do something like that for no gain. But perhaps it was part of a deal of some kind. Then it starts to make more sense. Ugh, what deal, Counsel? I wonder if perhaps, in exchange for details about the people at the crime scene, Mr. Graydon agreed to give a certain something to the inspector. Oh yeah, like who he was selling the information to, for example? I'm sure I need not remind the inspector that, if found to be true, striking a deal of any kind with a witness would be considered a gross case of malfeasance. Shut the hell up. It's becoming clear that jumping in with accusations is the Nipponese student's specialty. I don't do that. But with the stakes so high, the prosecution is not prepared to listen to baseless charges. It is incumbent on the defense now to present evidence in support of this diabolical claim. Evidence. Just what are you proposing that the inspector demanded of the witness in return? The secrets. The court must see proof of this alleged deal. That's the only thing he really had, right? If Inspector Gregson really did strike a deal with Mr. Graydon, then logically there's only one thing he could have asked for. That must be it. He has to have asked what, like, secrets he gave away. Runo, do you think it could be? Yeah, I do. I'm gonna guess the newspaper, and if it's wrong, fuck me, I guess. It's a missing link that would join all the dots together in this puzzle. I must press you for an answer now, Counsel. What evidence explains the nature of the alleged deal that Inspector Gregson made with the witness? Just to make sure, I'm gonna go over everything one more time. Pawnbroker's ticket. No. Gina's representation papers, blood samples, pawnbrokers. Versus story, McGilden's case notes. Autopsy report, crime scene photograph, Skulkin brothers' gun, photo of Gina, post-shooting, stereoscope, music box. Yeah, no. It has to be in the newspaper. Oh, God. Ugh. God damn. Stop that. Stop that, me. Stop yawning. It's too early for that. Yeah. Okay. Please. Please let this be the right answer. Please. This, my lord. This shows exactly what the deal between these two men was all about. Well, Inspector, what do you have to say for yourself? That's, you're doing a whole lot of chomping there. Not so much, talking, though. Dear me, it would appear this answer has in no way satiated your appetite. Some of that bite should be directed at my learned friend, I feel. Wait, that was wrong? I'm very surprised at Gregsy. There must have been a compelling reason for him to give away case secrets like that. Well, what's the most important thing to the inspector? What could have motivated him to do it? Well, most Scotland Yard inspectors that I know will put nothing above their duty to policing. There's some evidence that's related to the inspector and his duties, I wonder. What? Was there so... What? The, like... I don't think... It can't be, right? This case is called the Hound of the Baskervilles, right? Why would Gregson do that, though? One to 130. Hop on the bank. No visible signs of trance. Death required to the heart. Pull into the body from the back. Okay. Shit. Inspector Gregson made. The music box disc? The music box disc! That has to be it, right? Because he was trying to get his hands on them before. Right? Oh God, please. Oh God, please. Inspector Gregson, please. Please let that be the right answer. Please. Besides this... Hold on, let me drink some water before I start speaking. Besides this murder, is it not true that you've been working on another very important case? What are you getting at now, Sunshine? Is it possible that this other top secret case is what's alluded to in this newspaper article here? The classified secrets being leaked overseas from the Ministry of Justice. How the bleeding Nora could you... We discovered during the course of this trial, the music box deposited at Windibanks by Magnus McGilded, a special music box designed to play two music discs at once. It would seem very likely, though, that encoded on the pair of discs that were in McGilded's possession are the leaked classified secrets. So I put it to you, Inspector, that in order to recover the second of the discs containing those secrets, you covertly made a deal with Mr. Graydon in which you exchanged the disc for details on the case. You little... Yeah, you piece of shit. Except I'm pointing at Van Zeeks, and Van Zeeks is pointing at me. We're like JoJo's well, I mean, I'm just pointing. He's JoJo posing at me. It's very threatening. I will admit that. I will admit that. It is very threatening to have someone JoJo pose at you. On the day of the incident, when we met you at Windibanks, you said this. I'll be taking whatever it is of McGilded's down to the yard, thank you very much. So hand it over. No, don't give him to him. It's mine, that is. Mine. I'm sorry, miss, but anything belonging to McGilded has to be taken in as evidence now. Oof. Scotland Yard already knew at the time, didn't it? They already knew that Magnus McGilded was involved in the stealing of government secrets. My orders were... recover the medium used to convey the secrets leaked from the ministry, and do it on the QT, strictly hush-hush. And that explains why, when I presented this disc as evidence to the court, you objected so heavily, I presume. Because you knew that it contained highly confidential information. Blimey, not likely. I mean, I wasn't that sure of it myself. I realized there was a possibility, that's all. Inspector, surely you're not saying that in order to acquire the second of these music box discs, you did indeed reveal confidential details of the crime scene to the witness? To aid and abet this man in giving false testimony? There's no other way that Graydon could have known of the existence of the people. It's the only explanation. A deal was struck between these two men. Fuck you.
Objection!
Shut up, Zeeks. If, and I stress if, this sobering assertion turns out to be founded in truth, it would mean that the second disc is, as we speak, here in this very courtroom. Wait, what? In this room? How could you possibly make a claim like that? Because Inspector Gregson is a Scotland Yard detective. What? What's that supposed to mean, eh? As a seasoned policeman, the inspector will have approached this alleged deal with caution. Certainly, he would not have accepted a gentleman's agreement in this matter. No, he would have insisted on having the article agreed upon in the palm of his hand. Good gracious, that you mean to say Inspector Gregson already has the item in question in his possession? He has the second disc actually on his person?
Yes.
Yeah, probably. The defense demands that the inspector is searched at once.
Definitely. They could only have struck a deal with each other when Ginny was testifying before, and Gregsy hasn't moved from the witness stand since.
My lord, please, order an examination of his personal effects immediately. Well, Inspector, you want to just come off it, or do you want to be searched? If it's on you, we're going to find it. We're going to have to strip you naked. I mean, you could do this with your pride or without it, bud. This young lad wants to tone down his imagination. He's insulted me and my profession quite enough. Ugh. However, if it'll put this matter to end and dispel any doubts about my involvement, then I'll happily submit to a body search. What the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. I presume you're aware of the precipice at which you now teeter, my learned student friend. You've made a most serious allegation against Scotland Yard here. If, following the search of the inspector's personal effects, no disc is found, you will have been deemed unfit. Bro, you're the one who suggested there was a second disc here in the first place. You're the one who said it has to be here. And my country's government will formally demand of yours that you are severely reprimanded. That sounds serious. Indeed. To have been a visiting student make such a defamatory remarks about our country's most senior police force is not something Her Majesty's government will be able to overlook.
You're just threatening Runo because you're scared.
The accusation is beyond serious. You must be prepared for grave consequences. It's true. I can't imagine Gregson would have accepted a gentleman's agreement for something so critical. The disc must have physically changed hands, which means the inspector should have it. But somehow, something doesn't feel quite right here. Very well, Counsel. You know the implications, so let me ask you one final time. Yes, my lord. Do you still persist in formally requesting search of Inspector's personal effects? Yeah, no, let's search someone else. Yes, the defense formally demands the search be conducted. Well, don't say you weren't warned, but your typical Nipponese stubbornness may well land you in hot water this time. Perhaps the less will do you some good. Fair enough. I've got nothing to hide. Very well then. Bailiff, conduct a search of the inspector's personal effects. Nope. No, what? The defense demands a search, but not of Inspector Gregson. What? Now what's all this? I'm the one you're accusing, aren't I? I thought you wanted to search me. No, Inspector, not you. Somebody else. What's the meaning of all this, huh? Lost it at last, have you, sunshine? The court shouldn't have to put up with this nonsense. You're being completely irrational. Once bet, like, Graydon still has it. Be quiet, all of you. Who said that? Oh shit, Iris said that.
Runo's doing what you all told him to do and having the courage of his convictions. So you should respect that and listen to what he has to say in good faith. Because that's the British way.
Well said, young lady. Indeed, this court is in awe of the defense counsel's conviction and eagerly awaits his next words. You what? Now, don't be hasty, my lord. If I'm not mistaken about the things I've seen in court today, I'm fairly sure that I know who has the disc at the moment. There's only one person it could be. Oh, God. Oh, God. Like, it has to be Graydon, right? It has to be Graydon? Because, like, he wouldn't give it to Tweedledee or Tweedledum over here, right? And if the deal was between them... See, like, I was thinking maybe the bailiff has it. Sholmes could have taken it. This is entirely true. I don't think he would have done that, though. I don't think he would have screwed us over like that. What's up, Power? How are you doing? You living life to the fullest? So it's not Gregson. It's not Gregson. They made that abundantly clear. So it has to be Graydon. Search him! Fucking strip search that son of a bitch! He deserves it! Mr. Ashley Graydon, my lord. The defense demands that he be searched at once. Very well. I presume you will not protest, Mr. Graydon. Oh, fuck. Au contraire. Doesn't that mean no? Oh, God. Oh, fuck. Was that wrong? Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. I feel like... Oh. Damn it! Ah, no! I'm stupid! Who could have... Who could have... Sholmes? Ah, damn it. Yep, and that was my last straw. Well, see ya, Gina. It was nice knowing you. Thank you, councils. Yep, I've seen enough. Yep. According to powers, blah, 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 blah. No further investigation. Sorry. I tried. I really did. I did my best. I got all of the answers right. I mean, most of the answers right. Then I got one wrong. Then I got another one wrong. It was the secrets, but it wasn't the secrets. See, I said it was the secrets being leaked, but I thought that was to the newspaper. Completely slipped my mind that the music disc has the secrets on it. So yeah, I really wasted one of my chances right there. But this last one, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it could have possibly been. Would he have given it to someone? Because, like, Gregson was so nonchalant about it, and Graydon obviously didn't care. So it's like... It has to have been Sholmes, then, right? I feel like it has to... Okay, yeah, I was wondering... Okay, yeah. Oh, how much do we have to go through? How much do we have to go through? If I'm not mistaken about things... Oh! Oh! Sweet! Oh my god, that's so nice. Well, if it isn't those two, it's either one of the brothers or Sholmes. I feel like it's Sholmes. Let's present... Oh, god damn it. I should have second guessed myself more. If it is Sholmes.
Take that!
My lord, the defense demands this person be searched at once. Good grief, what possible relation could exist between... Oh, yep, nope.
Objection!
Okay, yep, nope. You're a fucking idiot. And it seems that you're a goddamn... you're a flea who doesn't even deserve to practice law. Whatever. Yeah. I got it wrong, game. Grexy doesn't have the disc at the moment. The question is, where could he have hidden it? The trouble is, he's been in the witness stand the entire time, in full view of everyone in the courtroom. Not an easy situation to go about hiding anything. So I'll say one place he could possibly have hidden it, then. Perhaps in another person's pocket? Someone with him on the stand? Yep. That is true. So is it... So, like... was there a scene where, like, we could see them touching each other? Because, I mean, it has to be one of the Skulkin brothers, right? Sure. Let's say Nash Skulkin. Of my lord, Mr. Nash Skulkin. He's the only one who said my name, so that has to be right. That's very annoying. See, that's one where they're just like, name a person. And it's like, okay, well, I mean... It could be either of those people, and it could have also been Sholmes. Sholmes is known for pickpocketing things. Well, I never... blimey! Me? Very well then, bailiff. Restrain the witness and conduct a thorough search of his personal effects. Please, my lord. Inspector? Scotland Yard, has to object to this search.
Objection!
Are you a fucking idiot? That's not how courts work. Unfortunately for you, Inspector, your objections carry no weight here. In this courtroom, only the prosecution and the defense have the authority to object. But Lord Van Zeeks, I have no idea what forces are in play that might influence your actions. But personally, I have no intention of obstructing the course of this trial. Bailiff, carry out the search. Now, hold on a mo. I don't know nothing. Nothing about no disc. Cut it out! See, like... I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel robbed. I feel robbed of that. Like, did they show him and Nash interacting up until now? Did they? I can't think of a time they did. No, I can't. Hold on, water. Here, my lord, in the witness's pocket. I found this. Oh my god, it's a disc. Look at that. Good lord, that's another music box disc. I don't know enough about it, nothing. Well. That's the second music box disc left behind by Magnus McGilded. Is it not, Inspector Gregson? I do love how, like, from Ryunosuke's point of view, the point makes sense, and it could be towards Gregson. Then you look at it from outside the point of view, and it's just him pointing at Van Zieks. No wonder Van Zieks doesn't like him, he just points at him all the time. Mr. Skulkin, what do you have to say for yourself?
Gordon Bennett, it's Gordon Flamin' Bennett. I swear I didn't know nothing about that disc, honest to God.
Counsel, would you please explain what exactly is going on here? The alleged deal that was struck was between this witness and this detective, no? Without question, my lord. Then, for pity's sake, why on earth was this man in possession of the disc the inspector traded for information? Inspector Gregson is a shrewd, calculating man who rarely loses his composure. But at one particular point in the trial, he exhibited some unusual behavior for a brief moment. Wait, did he? I don't recall. What unusual behavior? I would also like to know. It was, yes, during my cross-examination of Mr. Graydon. Tell me, Mr. Graydon, when you left the pawnbrokery that night, was it by chance that the second disc in your jacket pocket? I admit to nothing of the sort. Oh! Yeah, no, I completely forgot about that. Like 100%. I completely forgot that happened. The inspector appeared to have grabbed Nash Skulkin by his coat and was shaking him violently.
Yeah, he did know. Thought me noggin was gonna fall clean off, I did. I was wishing I'd been born as me brother, I was.
And what exactly happened to make the detective attack you like that?
I ain't got a clue. You just suddenly turned and grabbed me, whistle like that, and started shaking me. Why the blazes didn't you mention a third gun when you were down in the station? That's what he said. Yelled right down my ear hole, he did. There'll be heads throbbing even now.
The way the detective behaved then was extremely out of character. Looking back now, it must have been then that he did it. That was the opportunity Inspector Gregson created for himself in order to hide the disc. Well, bless my wig, he hid it.
You...
But I'm afraid I failed to comprehend the motive here. If the detective had acquired the disc he was after, why on earth would he then proceed to hide it in another man's pocket? This is a court of law. He could have submitted the item as evidence. It would appear, my lord, that the inspector was not at liberty to do that. Why ever not? As the man himself revealed earlier, his current assignment was some special conditions. Luckily, a trial is highly publicized, and everyone will know what happened here. My words were, recover the medium used to convey the secrets leaked from the emissary, and do it on the QT, strictly hush-hush. That's how he's going to say ministry from now on, I'm sorry. Hush-hush, a top-secret assignment, is it? As far as we're aware, the information stolen comes from confidential government communications. It would seem that if the information were to be revealed in court as evidence, it would be problematic. Does that sum up the situation, Inspector? Well, I'm operating under direct orders from the Ministry. I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to answer that question. So, realizing there was a chance that you may be searched here in court, you took some steps to hide the disc you had acquired from the witness. Ah, does that mean... He only pretended to attack Mr. Skulkin in order to get close enough to him, to slip the second disc into his pocket. So it was all a pretense. That is correct, sir. You have, yes, we are an echo chamber. We are very successful echo chamber. All of these points of views are being passed back and forth between us, yes. Well now, Inspector Gregson. And you, Mr. Graydon. Are you prepared to admit to the accusation made against you of this alleged deal? Yeah, what's going on here? Admit to it, yours truly, please. Mr. Graydon. Clearly, our Eastern visitor has an uncommonly active imagination. However, there's no proof that I passed that disc to the inspector. But then, how do you explain the reason why you knew about the peephole? I'm under no obligation to explain. What? Yes, I lied in my testimony. That I admit. So sentence me accordingly. But that is all I admit. Murder, leaking government secrets, strike a good deal with the detective. All of it is this Eastern man's fantasy. I have no idea what any of that is about. You... What? Yeah, no, he's a cocky bastard. That's what he is. Come on, Ryunosuke. Get up! You always get up! Well then, what about you, Mr. Gregson? Do you admit to making a deal with Mr. Graydon in order to acquire that disc? Ladies and gents of the jury, as Scotland Yard Inspector, I will declare this and nothing more. I am acting in the best interest of the country. Whatever I've done, it's been in the name of justice. Okay. So, as members of the public of this fine country, I'd like to think that justice will be your guiding light when you're making your decisions. This is quite a quandary indeed. Rarely have I encountered such extraordinary tumultuousness in the concluding of a trial. Nevertheless, in the absence of any further evidence to be presented, I believe it is time that we put the matter to the jury for the final leanings. Well now, as a fellow servant of the Queen country, I must say I sympathize with the old inspector. Yes, he's a dependable man, I'm quite sure. In service, one becomes a good judge of character. Even crossing your eyes doesn't help when it comes to looking at this case. It's all blurred to me. Well, as a fellow professional, I'd like to put my faith in the detective, really. Graydon is highly skilled operator. Stop. Currently in presence of idol. Stop. Detective has very much trust in eyes. More than this I cannot say. I don't believe these 6 jurors are... They're going to believe Gregson? They declare their decision now. Is Ginny going to be found guilty? If I don't manage to produce some definitive evidence right now, then we're going to lose. There's some proof that Graydon killed Mr. Windibank or stole those government secrets. Or some evidence to force Gregson into admitting that he struck a deal with the witness. Oh god, oh god, oh god, I don't know. I don't know, Acolights, I don't know. I'm so bad at this game. That is, unless you have some compelling evidence you have thus far not presented to the court. If I let the judge call on the juries to announce their leanings, Gina will be found guilty. So there's no choice then, Nero. You have to throw some more evidence at them. This is it now. It all comes down to this. Who do I present evidence against? Gregson or Graydon? Oh, shit. Graydon. Which gun? Which gun did he say? Was it Windibank's gun? No, it was the Skulkin's brother's gun. Because she had Windibank's... Okay. Yeah. Let's go after Graydon. Because how did he know about the gun? Like, he said that the Graydon... Like... There's one final piece of evidence I would like you to see. You misguided fool. Whatever you intended to show me now, it'll be wasting your time. I have nothing left to lose. I should have probably checked the court record, actually, beforehand. I assure you, I will admit to nothing. This is my last chance. It looks like I'm going to have to force his hand here. One final piece of evidence to get him to admit to the deal he clearly struck on the stand. Oh, fuck. That he struck on the stand? Oh, shit. I thought we were just thinking about evidence in general. Oh, fuck. Mason Milverton. Baron Van Zeke. Strunoske. Conviction was assured with 3 eyewitness testimony. Surprise witness testimony resulting in acquittal. What could prove that he did it? Cigarette that was fired. Yeah, no, because we would need to present the third gun, but there's no third gun. Oh my god. Hold on. Didn't Elden Ring DLC get announced today? I'm pretty sure it was. Wasn't it announced at like 3 a.m. or some like ungodly hour like that? Sorry, I sidetracked. Power just got on Elden Ring, so I was like, oh, man, that did come out, didn't it? Or more was added, maybe? Damn it! Oh, man. Is there anything that could... I mean, yeah, why is his blood on it? Maybe that one? It's the only thing I could think of. But on the other side, like, what could I even convince Gregson with? I'm sure if I chose him, I'd be looking at this like, 4 of handwritten notes on the back. Okay, no, that's nothing. That's nothing at all. I mean, the blood sample portfolio, but like that we can't use it. We can't use that in court. They have made sure that we know we can't use it in court. Redemption ticket issued by the pawnbroker, owned by the victim. Honestly, like the only thing I could think of is the disc. That's the only thing that like even kind of makes sense. I just don't know. Sure.
Take that!
Oh god, it's gonna be wrong. Is that Mr. McGilded's music box disc, Counsel? Yeah, the first disc of the 2, which has already been placed in Mr. McGilded's special music box, ready to play. I think perhaps now would be a good time to listen to the sound produced by the music box again. Only this time, with the second disc we just discovered set in place as well. Yeah, that's right. Fuck. Okay, good. That was the correct choice. That was the correct choice. Okay, good. Oh my god, I was looking at all the other evidence and I was like, there's nothing else. There's nothing else besides the disc. It has to be. It has to be. Oh god. This game has me second guessing myself so fucking much now. Sweet. Yes. Let's call this fucking bluff. If you don't admit to it, we are literally going to air out national secrets to all of these people. If any of them know Morse code, they'll know the secrets. Goodness, this disc, Counsel. No, don't. I can't let you do that. Why not? Because, well... Yeah, well, because it's got nothing to do with this case, that's why. They seemed pretty important to this case, I'm gonna be honest. The defense has already proposed that the sound heard by the court earlier from this music box were part of a Morse code message. We know that Morse code comprises of 2 distinct tones. The defense believes that the second disc contains the second tone needed to complete the message. And now we have a chance to confirm that theory. For crying out loud, Sunshine, we're talking about state secrets here. If you get letting the whole courtroom hear confidential information like that, it's treason. Then do you admit the charge? That in order to protect those state secrets, you engaged in unlawful dealings with the witness? You're mad. If you let that secret information out to the public domain, you'll be making an enemy of the entire British government, you idiot. Doesn't matter. It's all the same in the eyes of the court of law. Let's not forget, Inspector, that you, a Scotland Yard officer, leaked confidential case details to a witness. You continue to lie to the court, and all because, by fair means or foul, you're determined to do your duty. Well, by fair means or foul, I'm prepared to do mine.
Don't you dare!
I will stop at nothing to protect my client. I don't care who I have to make an enemy of. Fucking Zeeks. My lord, if you please. The court must hear the sounds made by that music box.
Come on, Van Zeeks, for Pete's sake, stop him!
Objection!
Ooh, damn, he putting his foot down.
Inspector, you should know my methods by now. I'm a prosecutor. I'm no Scotland Yard puppet. In this courtroom, my duty is to the law. So let me propose a toast to uncovering the truth. By fair means or foul.
No! Yeah, no, so like... Okay, so racism aside, Zeke's literally just wants to, like, get to the bottom of who the fuck is, like, part of it. Very well, the defense's stance here and that of the prosecution has been made very clear. Therefore, in accordance with the defense's request, the court will now listen as this music box is set in operation once more. This time with the second disc in place and both discs playing simultaneously. Oh god. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's unmistakable now. It's Morse code.
Alright, I admit it, whatever you want, but for the love of God, shut that bloomin' box up!
I wonder what that said. Hold on. I'm gonna look up what that said. Ace Attorney Chronicles Morse code translation. Ah, man, it's a spoiler. Okay, then I don't want to know. I was like, I need to know, and literally every single thing has a spoiler warning, so it's like, okay, well, I understand. Let me ask you again then, Inspector Grigson. Did you, or did you not, strike a deal with the witness next to you in the stand, Mr. Ashley Graydon? Specifically, did you furnish the witness with confidential case details in exchange for this music box disc? Did you reveal the existence of the people in the pawnbroker's storeroom door, Inspector?
Well, I did. Unfortunately.
Stop! What are you doing, man?
It's all exactly like the young Eastern lawyer said. When the trial resumed after recess and we were stood here in the stand together, that's when he approached me with the deal.
Shut up, you imbecile. Shut up! Psst, you there. You're the detective who turned up the pawnbroker the other day, aren't you? I may have something you're looking for, Inspector, with me at this very moment. So how about a trade? I suggest you accept, or information that may make certain individuals uncomfortable will soon become very public indeed.
I couldn't let that information become public knowledge, not under any circumstances. So I accepted the man's proposal and told him details about the case that should have put him in the clear. The people on the storeroom door and the bloodstains on the overcoat.
By giving false testimony, this witness intended to have the defendant wrongly accused of murder. Inspector, you knew that. Yet you still revealed those details to facilitate the witness's perjury. It is literally death by hanging. You were literally going to let a fucking 15-year-old girl hang, Gregson.
I did, but then it turned out the people had only been made that night after the incident took place. Scotland Yard wasn't aware of that, if I'm perfectly honest.
Well, Mr. Graydon, what do you have to say for yourself? There's nothing and no one left for you to hide behind. You struck a deal with Inspector in order to escape conviction of a very serious crime. Namely this. You're the third intruder who broke into the pawnbrokery on the night in question. And you perpetrated the murder of the proprietor, Mr. Pop Wendebank. You... Oh! Traitor! Oh my... Someone should probably help him. He is actually going to strangle him. Oh, God. Oh, shit. Oh, he is lifting him up by that... Bro! Like, they just let him do that for a while. That was like a solid 10 seconds. At once. Fucking help him! Someone! That's it then. It's all over. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Okay, this is a lot of dots. Lots of dots. Come on, Ryunosuke. You gotta think a little more. I despised my life growing up. Those slums are vile places. I was cursed from birth. Born in poverty, the son of a penniless artisan. My parents did nothing but quarrel all day long. Little money they had was never spent on me. Is this Ryunosuke? Oh, this is him. Okay. I was about to say, this is very sad. What's going on? So I set about studying to better myself, to one day escape from that hellhole. And you eventually become a communications officer. I admire your determination. But then you decided to try and sell government secrets? Why? Isn't it obvious? Because I wanted money. Even now, years later, the nightmares of my life in the slums wake me in the small hours. I wanted to drown them out with more money than anyone who lived in squalor could ever imagine. Then one day I met him. Mr. Magnus McGillidid. Gillidid. You're a fiend with a square talent, so you are. I have money to throw your way if you're interested. All you need to do is go along with me a little plan now. Bad idea. I was to steal the Ministry's telegraphic message logs, and McGilded would bury them for a handsome sum. As I was responsible for inspections of Ministry's communications office, it was a simple enough task. The lure of the devil's offerings. How easy it is to succumb. But you must have surely realized the seriousness of the crime you were committing. And for that reason, I took great lengths to ensure that my actions were untraceable. By using the music box. Yes. This is true. My father was a brickmaker, though my mother divorced him when I was still a child. Yeah, Mr. Mason Milverton. That's right. He was very skilled with his hands. He'd once been a music box maker's apprentice. I imagined his skills would suffice to create a machine that could generate Morse code. So I sought out my father again, to employ his services. It was the first time I'd seen him since I left the slums 10 years earlier. Did your father blackmail you? Is that what happened?
Look at you, Ashley. What a fine gent you've become, eh?
He was a different man to the one in my memory, a thin, frail old man. But poverty had never broken him, never corrupted him like it had me. I was sure that he wouldn't help me if I told him the real reason, so I made up a story. I've got some work for you, Father. I need some music box discs made.
Music box discs? Bosk?
Why do I keep saying bosk when I'm trying to say box? A musician friend of mine has written some music he wants to sell to the public. I've brought the score with me. There are 2, actually. I'd be delighted, son. It's been 20 years since I did any work like this, though. Fetch my tools, would you? They're in the loft. Aw, and he was just happy that his son came by. But we don't know his father. Wait, didn't he say his father beat him? Or were his parents just, like, arguing with each other? I can't remember. I can't remember which was which. If he beat him, then still a bad dad. If it was just arguing with his mom, still a bad dad. But, I mean, at least he's just happy to see his son, you know? Thereby splitting the information in 2, you were taking considerable precautions indeed. It was to protect myself as much as anything. It meant that I could deal with McGilded in 2 separate transactions. The first involved the first of the 2 music discs, and the music box for playing them. I exchanged them with McGilded for 10 guineas. Then, on receipt of the second disc, he would pay 1,000 guineas. So, what happened on the omnibus 2 months ago? Was the second part of the deal the exchange of the second disc? Yes. I had sold the man information that way a number of times already, but it seems he became reluctant to part with his money. But that doesn't quite make sense, Mr. Graydon. For why was it on the omnibus 2 months ago your father, Milverton, was the one dealing with McGilded and not yourself? When I received the 1,000 guineas after my first completed dealings with McGilded, I decided to give 200 to my father for his services. His father got greedy. His father got greedy and tried to haggle McGilded. But my father realized something was amiss. In time, he worked out that I must be involved in something dubious. And when he did, he said to me, "Next time there's an exchange, you'll let your old man do it, understand? Otherwise, I won't take your money anymore." Oh? That was my father's way of dealing with it, I suppose. Climb into the omnibus, hand over the second disc, and take the money from McGilded. That's it. He had no idea what was actually on the discs I'd ask him to make. He never knew. Just like I'll never know why everything went so horribly wrong that night. All I know is that the disc was taken from him, and he never returned home. Damn! You're still a fucking murderer, though, so I fucking hate you. Don't try to make me feel things for you. It's not gonna work. You're a piece of shit. You tried to pin it on a 15-year-old girl. That's the opposite of manly. It was only then that I found out what sort of a monster McGilded really was. So after 10 years of not once uttering it, I swore in my father's name. For a second there, I thought he was about to pull out a fucking gun. To exact revenge. Revenge? As anyone with even the remotest knowledge of the man will no doubt be able to imagine, McGilded brought all his wealth and influence to bear in the most despicable of ways. To crush any semblance of justice in his trial. That is true. The crime scene was tampered with, evidence was fixed, and witnesses were bribed. That trial 2 months ago was a farce from start to finish. My feet had barely touched British soil back then, and I walked into that hornet's nest completely unaware of the sinister background to it all. I'd made plenty of money out of my dealings with McGilded by then, so I spared nothing in my arrangements 2 months ago. I knew exactly who to hire. If you're willing to pay the price, there are people in this city willing to do anything you ask. McGilded himself had shown me that. Hold on real quick. Let me just, get this real quick. Are you saying that I think you have the picture now? After he twisted everything to his favor in the courtroom to ensure that he walked free, I took matters into my own hands and delivered the justice that monster deserved. Oh, shit. So he was the one who lit McGilded on fire. That tragic accident following the trial here 2 months ago was planned and executed by yours truly. McGilded's death that day was caused by this man? I mean, yeah, killed his dad. Everything is ready, sir, if you'd like to follow me into the courtroom. What's this, officer? 'Tis sooner than I was led to believe. Hope it's not too inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule. Well, I must be making tracks now. 'Tis time for the inspection. They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself. And then he was. And then he wasn't. So that policeman who came to tell McGilded he could examine the omnibus again. That's right, an imposter, hired by me. McGilded used his wealth to manipulate the trial. He paid people to adulterate the omnibus and all manner of false evidence. He threatened witnesses to lie in their testimony. So I gave the man a taste of his own medicine. Once the omnibus was doused in paraffin, one of my sham policemen ushered McGilded inside and sent him on a one-way journey to hell. Damn, cold-blooded. I mean, McGilded kind of deserved it, though. An eye for an eye. That's how I avenged my father's death. You kind of admitted to, like, a lot of stuff. So, like, you're guilty of 2 murders now. Like, you were guilty of 1 murder. You literally just, like, upped it to 2. For no reason. Really just because you could. That's wild. A spine-chilling account indeed. But that wasn't the end of it for me. No, there was a loose end, you see. A loose end? Yes, I should think it's obvious. The second disc, which my father had taken to exchange with McGilded. Ah, yes. There was indeed no mention of it in the man's trial 2 months ago. Clearly because it had been removed from the scene of the crime. When I realized it was missing, I remembered something. Something from the first time I dealt with McGilded. Oh, yeah? This is the first of the 2 discs, and the music box you need to play them. Well, look at that now. What an ingenious little invention. So then, as promised, 10 guineas for you, young man. What's this? Winterbeck's pawnbrokery? Aye, 'tis a pawnbroker's ticket, so it is. You can use it to redeem an article I've deposited there for you. There's no need to give it a name. Just hand over the ticket and tell the fiend for the which one. I put the jewel in the pawn for you. It'll fetch a good 10 guineas if we sell it, it will. I've never heard of a pawnbroker been used in quite that way before. Have you not, Mr. Graydon? London's pawnbrokeries are very useful places, you know. Each one has an extremely secure vault. I mean, vault is a strong word, considering we could catamatic through the door. And then they talked, and then they talked, and then they laughed, and then they cried, and then one of them burnt to death. So I knew that if he'd taken steps to hide the disc, it would be in that pawnbrokery somewhere. And that on the night he killed my father, he must have entrusted the ticket to someone. Yeah, to Gina. I remember now that when we first met you at Wendebank's that afternoon 2 days ago, you had a description of Miss Lestrade written down. How did you know who you were looking for? From the trial, that pickpocket's testimony was clearly peculiar. Anyone could see that. I immediately realized what she was another of McGilded's pawns, that he must have threatened her somehow. I was fairly convinced it would be her who had the ticket, so I started to make some inquiries. I had a strong suspicion the girl would come out of the woodwork on the redemption deadline. And he was absolutely right. And yes, sure enough, she did. All I needed to do was wait until the girl went into Wendebank's to redeem the articles. But unfortunately, she redeemed only McGilded's overcoat and the 1 disc that was in its pocket. The all-important music box with the 2nd disc inside was missing, because it had already been forfeited 2 days earlier. But I was unaware of that fact. Had I not been, I could have avoided it at my nighttime excursion. Meanwhile, as our investigation into the stolen government secrets was progressing, we'd picked up on the fact that McGilded was involved. Inspector, you've recovered fast. Martyrs were to recover the stolen information as quickly as possible. So we started gathering the fellow's possessions and examining whatever we could lay our hands on. We had a full-scale investigation going on at the yard, but we had to keep it as quiet as we could. Then, when the inspector here took the disc from me in the pawnbrokery that day, I became nervous. I was sure the music box and 2nd disc were still there in the shop somewhere, so I knew that it was a race against time. I had to find those articles before the police did. So that's what prompted you to break into the place that same night. With the help of your old friends, the Skulkin brothers. See, you left that life behind. You could have completely left it behind, but instead you got greedy and you dragged that life into your life, huh? What happened that night in the pawnbrokery, I can only describe as a nightmare. While Nash and Ringo were searching the counter, I located the music box I'd sold to McGilded on the shelves of forfeited articles. And the 2nd disc was inside? Yes. I slipped it into my pocket with a very deep sigh of relief. But then, something entirely unexpected happened.
What are you doing in my shop, bang? And you got shot.
A gunshot rang out in the shop, and I felt a sharp pain in my left arm.
The broker fired his gun, and the bullet pierced your limb.
Yes, exactly. But unfortunately, I decided to bring my own gun with me that night, just in case. Ugh. The third fucking gun, bae. Well, sneezings. Before I knew what was happening, I'd fired back. The man had already turned to flee. I hadn't intended to fire in his direction, much less kill him. But unfortunately for both of us, the bullet hit home. It struck him in the middle of his back as he fled through the storeroom door for refuge. A sorry, sorry tale. It all took place in the blink of an eye. I don't imagine Nash and Ringo even realized what had happened at first. I was terrified, so I fled. And that's the whole story. That's everything that happened at Windibanks on that wretched night. Fuck you, I win! I win! I win, fucker! Ha 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 ha! We should be celebrating. I mean, it's a very somber moment, but we should be celebrating. That's all I'm saying. Please load. Please load. Go faster. Earlier, you called McGilded a monster. A man who used his wealth and influence to distort the facts and escape justice for the crime of murder. You literally did just that, you fucking hypocrite. What tragic irony. For what you have done is exactly the same. Yeah, kinda. And you committed murder, too. You've become the very monster you saw and despised so deeply in McGilded. It's the slippery slope theory, you know? Yes, I think I have. Wrecked. Destroyed. Well, this has been a long and exhausting trial. However, it would seem that at last we have arrived at the truth. Inspector Gregson, what of Mr. Ashley Graydon? He's been restrained, my lord, and is being escorted to the yard. He'll be charged with the murder of Mr. Windibank and the stealing of government secrets. Very good. And you, Inspector, regrettably, you will have to face charges yourself. I'm aware. Yes, my lord, of course. I understand. It transpired that you were complicit in helping a criminal escape justice. That fact remains, whether or not you were doing so in the line of duty. The crime is a serious one, Inspector, and inexcusable. Yeah. Bruh. Now to the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade. Yeah? It is time for the final adjudication. Is the jury ready, Mr. Foreman?
Yes, sir. Garrett M. Squadron, standing by, sir.
Oh. Yes, sir. Garrett M. Squadron standing by, sir. This is really it now. The last push, the final call, the finishing whistle. My men are ready to deliver their verdicts. I remembered his voice. Thank you, Mr. Foreman. Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You will now declare your final decisions to the court.
Not guilty.
Hell yeah.
Not guilty.
Excellent.
Not guilty.
Sweet.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
That is exactly what I want to hear. Thank you. Thank you, guys, for not being assholes. A fourth time. I was about to say a third time, but they reached the third time. They all said guilty. We didn't have an examination. We didn't have a summation examination, but they all said guilty. That was the third time. So this is the. They didn't fuck me over a fourth time. That's the stuff I'm off the hook. Finally, Runo, you managed to do it. Finally is the word. I really wasn't sure if we'd come out on top for a while there. Susie was right. You're the best lawyer in the world. Miss Lestrade, I am not finished with you yet. What are you looking at me like that for? Before you start enjoying your freedom, there are certain other crimes to consider. 2 months ago, in my courtroom no less, you gave false testimony, did you not? And in relation to the trial today, not only did you unlawfully enter Windibank's pawnbrokery, you also attempted to abscond with Mr. McGilded's property, it seems. I never did nothing of the sort. Of course not. It's not like you were gleefully wearing McGilded's coat in your cell yesterday or anything. Aw, and just when I was getting excited about throwing a party for Ginny this evening. And turning our attention to the defense. Determining that, when played together, the music box disc contained a message in Morse code was Well, it was certainly a most unexpected revelation, Counsel.
Fuck you. Quite so, my lord. The prosecution was caught entirely off guard. In fact, I think we should applaud my learned friend's courage here today. I propose a toast. To demanding that government secrets be disseminated before the entire courtroom.
Literally, why you gotta be an asshole? You were literally going to be... You were going to be team not Morse code until we played it, you fucker. Very sorry about that. It was the only way that I could get Inspector Gregson to admit he'd done wrong, so, you know, if I may say something on that point. Isn't that... It's, about the sounds produced by the music box before. I do wonder if that was really Morse code at all. What? What are you saying, madame? Oh, well, it's just that I'm really fanatical when it comes to Morse code, you see. So much that the whole world seems to be covered in dots and dashes to me, in fact.
Goodness, madame. An unhealthy level of obsession one feels.
But I must say that in my opinion, the sounds produced by those two discs were nothing more than that. A meaningless series of two different notes.
What? What? Can that really be? It was a Morse code after all? What? My lord, the defense would like to listen to the music box again. Are you off your nut? How many times do I have to tell you? Those discs contain ministerial secrets, sunshine. This courtroom is not an appropriate forum to discuss the nature of the government communications. We know McGilden conspired to trade national secrets with our enemies. Secrets acquired from Mr. Graydon. Now that the man has admitted to his crime, we have no need to pursue the matter further.
Okay, but it's really going to bother me. I would like it known that it's really going to bother me, just saying.
Miss Lestrade.
Yeah, my lord.
That which you have seen today in this courtroom has been extremely disturbing. Falsified evidence, intimidation, perjury, a grim catalog of depravity. An appalling experience to befall any child.
Come on, it ain't nothing I don't see most of the days in the back slums.
I beg your pardon?
If you're weak, you pay for it. That's just how life goes. Gina. But, look, I reckon I've worked something out today. The world ain't fair, but if you want it to change, you've got to start at home. You got to start how you are yourself.
Yeah, you got it. You got a life lesson from this, Gina. Well, that's a very laudable lesson, I would say. I really look forward to the born-again Miss Lestrade ever gracing our courtroom with her presence again. I literally never want to see you here. Got that? In fact, I don't want to see you ever. Again. In my entire life, if possible. Now, with regard to the murder of Mr. Pop Windebank, proprietor of pawnbroker's business on Baker Street, I hereby declare the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, not guilty.
Woo! Finally! It only took me fucking 5... Oh god, it only took me 5 streams to finish an arc. Oh god. Hell yeah. It's the famous confetti. It's the famous not guilty confetti.
That is all. Court is adjourned.
Fuck yeah, we won, we won, we won. Fuck you, Graydon, fuck you, Graydon, fuck you, Zeeks, fuck you, Zeeks. What's up? How you doing?
On a personal note, I must say you've surprised me, my Far Eastern friend.
Oh.
Despite being a Nipponese, you saw through the pretense to the malice that festered within that Englishman. And at the same time saw through the grime to the surprising heart of your English client. You have a curious talent for judging character, especially considering our very different cultures.
Thanks? I don't think there's anything curious about it. Whether we're from the Empire of Great Britain or the Empire of Japan, we're all human beings. We're not so different on the inside. Isn't that right, fucker? Any racist thoughts to add on to that?
You know, I took this case for one very simple reason. To lock swords with you once again here in the courtroom.
You did? When I encountered you for the first time 2 months ago, it reminded me of toasting friendship and trust with another Nipponese, only to find my trust betrayed. Through you, I hope to look into the eyes of the man I once knew and try to understand. Oh my god, who was the traitor? Who betrayed him before? You mentioned something similar earlier today, about total betrayal at the hands of the Japanese. What happened exactly? Well, you may ask. And one day, when the time comes, you will learn the answer, whether you like it or not. Thanks. That's a very... Yep. What an adult way of answering something. It's just like, yep, you'll find out one day. Fuck you for now, though. Cool. Dope. Sweet. And I'll wait for that day if I must. What say you, huh? Coming to be known as the Reaper of the Bailey, in my retirement from service 5 years ago. It gives me cause to wonder if our meeting has some deeper purpose. So, farewell, my learned Nipponese fellow. Until we meet again. Thanks. I think that was positive. All in all, probably. If I had to guess anyway. The defendant's antechamber. It's done. It's over at last. Fucking finally, Acolights! We did it! We finished the court! But... where's Iris disappeared to? Oh, hi! Ah! Congratulations, Gina! I knew it all along. I knew that you were innocent. Well, you did what you said, Mr. Naruto. You believed in me, right up to the end. You're as odd as your name. What's odd about it? I told you I had faith in you, didn't I? Yeah, I told you. No one ever has before, see? Kept a promise, I mean, properly. That's awful. I figured something out today. All my life, growing up in the slums, I've never trusted no one. That's just because I've been scared of being stabbed in the back. I mean, the more you trust someone, the more it hurts when they let you down. That is true in the slums, I suppose. Yeah, I think I can understand that. After all, I had a taste of it in that trial 2 months ago. I chose to trust someone and paid for it. That betrayal left a big scar. You know though, Gina, I worked something quite out recently too. Trusting in someone else is really an exercise of learning to trust yourself. When your gut tells you it's the right thing to do and your trust is rewarded, there's no better feeling in the world. I think I have you to thank for reminding me of that valuable lesson. Oh, well, if you say so. Don't make a fat lot of sense to me, though. I'm trying to say that putting my faith in you, Gina, has been a real pleasure. For crying out loud, pack it in! Hell yeah. But I suppose I sort of feel the same way. I mean, sometimes trusting someone else is, you know, alright. Thanks. I'll take that. This is the way I see it, Ryunosuke. A defense lawyer is only as good as his faith in his client. And that comes down on how much faith he has in himself. After this experience, I'm starting to feel like I understand what you mean. Kazuma. Am I living up to your expectations? Am I turning out to be the lawyer you believed I could be? Pardon the interruption. Who's here? Oh, what's up, Sholmes? How you doing? But what the deuce does a man have to do to be noticed around here, my dear fellow? Ah, that voice. It's too late for that voice now, Mr. Naruhodo. I've been standing here patiently in the corner of the room for an eternity. Ha ha ha, yes, it was me all along, I would have said when you finally noticed me. But you people, with your incessant babbling... Mr. Sholmes. Ah, yes, it was me all along. You see? That's how I was going to do it. That's how you were supposed to see me. But you didn't. I'd assume you'd been taken back to the hospital, to be honest. Indeed, I was, but I managed to escape again. Ah. No, you should probably go to a hospital. I happen to be aware of one or two foibles of the doctor who was tending to me. I merely made knowledge of them to the man, and he happily issued with a leave of absence. How very above board. Very clearly above board. But enough of my adventures. That was a fine victory, Mr. Naruto. Your tireless efforts feel justly rewarded, I feel. Congratulations are in order. As a close friend, I tip my hat to you. Oh, thank you. Some great detective you are. Great at being cold as ice, maybe. Have I irked you in some way, Miss Lestrade? Well, you've been having a snooze in your soft bed. Some of us have been fighting for our lives. Ah, well, that bullet did cause me to lose a substantial amount of blood, it's true. So I have indeed been feeling somewhat cold. Perhaps not as cold as ice, but, well, have a feel. Could you take your hands off my neck, please, Mr. Sholmes? They're really fucking cold. And in some way, I suppose, congratulations are in order for you too, Miss Lestrade. What's that supposed to mean? Why so half-hearted? Well, naturally, it isn't my intention to alarm you, but, an acquittal in a trial with that particular prosecutor is perhaps a little precarious. Well done, Mr. Sholmes, not alarming in the slightest. Oh, the Reaper, you mean? Because anyone who's found not guilty at trial he was working winds up dead anyway, is that it? The very point I was trying to make, and as exemplified by the fate of Mr. McGilded, in fact. Ah, but of course, I pay no attention to such irrational drivel myself. I simply wish to remind you that it exists. Thanks. Yeah, well, it don't bother me. Oh, really? Damn, I was really kind of hoping it would. That way I could see your reaction. Of course not. The way I see it, the Reaper's a bit like him upstairs. Him upstairs? You mean, like God? Yeah, him upstairs knows what's what, right? He knows what people are like on the inside. He won't have the wrong end of the stick. There's some coves like that bog trotter what'll rot into the core. At the end of the day, I'm upstairs, make sure they get what they deserve. I suppose that's way of looking at it, yeah. Divine justice is one thing, though. The Reaper taking matters into his own hands and claiming lives is another. Well, I ain't like McGillets of this world, so I ain't scared. I got principles, see? Anyways, a trait in you which is to be admired, Miss Lestrade. Oi, just give it a rest, alright? As I was saying, congratulations are in order. The news of your acquittal was very welcome news to me indeed. Ha! Let us be expressed my heartfelt congratulations, Gina. Thanks. Well, there you are, Hurley. How long have you been there? Honestly, I went to the main entrance especially to meet you there. Ah, Iris, my dear, I do apologize. But wait until I tell you what happened. This pair made utter fools of themselves.
What happened?
As you know, I have a penchant for disguise. I was hiding in this room just as a bailiff. But these dolts didn't notice my presence at all. Ah, ha, 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 ha. They had no idea. Can you imagine, Iris? Could you credit it?
I'm not sure, really.
I beg your pardon?
I'm sorry, Hurley, but you just don't have the weighty presence you seem to think you have.
Ooh, burned by your makeshift daughter, bro.
In fact, you really ought to be careful about that. It's going to land you in trouble one day.
I'll be careful. Ouch. Yeah, no, that was pretty scathing.
Anyway, it's such a shame. I was hoping to throw a party for Ginny tonight, but you won't be able to come, will you?
Don't look like I'm gonna be going nowhere for a while. You're the judge's patter. I got stuff to make amends for, apparently. All them offenses. What was it again? Breaking and entering, talking the bog trotter stuff, what in lug, blah, 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 bottled water, you know. Yeah, I think you'll find that basically being a pickpocket is the main offense. But diving ain't an offense, it's a job, isn't it? No, it's definitely not, Gina, I'm sorry. Still, it has got me thinking all this. Maybe I should start looking for another line of work. I mean, you didn't start off as a lawyer, did you, Otto? Well, no, but I was never a pickpocket. Well, anyway, I reckon I could make a change. You could. And I'm gonna do something for a lot of them like me in the slums. Something that makes a difference for them. Hell yeah, that's a wonderful idea, Ginny, and I'm sure you can do it. Hell yeah, become the representation the slums need. And then they're going to make her district in the slums, and they're all going to resent her, and then she's going to be ostracized from the slums because she's seen as being on the upper side, and then she's going to be shunned from the upper side because she's from the slums. Boom. Called it. Nailed it. That's what's gonna happen. What is it? Come on. No! Come on, Gina. Be happy. Nothing. Miss Gina Lestrade. The prison carriage has arrived, man. Come with me to the rear gate at once. Okay. Right. Well, looks like I'm off then. Yeah, goodbye, Gina. And good luck. You'll be out real quick, I promise. Odo? Yeah? What's up? Ah, no! Please! No, I didn't do anything. Fuck! Ah, my face. What was that for? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say, so... I'm green! Ah, indeed. Perhaps the situation calls for a phrase hitherto missing from your vocabulary, Miss Lestrade. On occasions such as this, I would recommend a simple thank you. Oh. Oh, yes. It's a good advice, Ginny. Oh, right. I see. Well... Oh shit, she took off her hat too. Thanks, Odo. You're welcome. Oh no! Oh, they just had. Oh god, they just had to hit you with the fucking cuteness. Oh god, my fucking heart, my fucking heart. Oh, thank you for everything that you've done, for believing in me. Dude, fucking, sometimes all you need is one person to believe in you. Not at all. In fact, that should be my line. Thank you, Gina. Fuck yeah, we did it. We did it. Well, there she goes. I wonder if I'll ever see her again. Well, well, quite the indomitable pick purse. Oh, I nearly forgot. I bought a paper outside. It's a special edition, and this trial is all over the front page. Pickpockets innocence proven. Isn't it wonderful? You should have shown it to Gina, Iris. She would have been thrilled. Oh no, how silly of me. Ah, but anyway, would you like the good news or the bad news? Oh god. Bad news first. Well, what do you say, Bruno? Hurley? As usual, I think I'd rather get the bad news out of the way first. Absolutely not. I have no intention of listening to anything but good news. And there you have it. How people answer that question says a lot about them, doesn't it? Let's not go there. Alright then, maybe let's start with the good news this time. The rain has finally stopped. It was a record level of rainfall, apparently. It was pretty nice. It was pretty nice. Well, it's good news indeed. We can journey back in greater comfort. Alright then, what's the bad news? The huge storm has left the seas very choppy. The channel in particular is awful, so sailings out of Dover have been delayed by a day or more. Wait, Dover? That's right. If we head to the station immediately, we may still make it in time to wave Susie off. Holy shit. But, there won't be a train, surely. We couldn't be that lucky. Ha! Who do you think I am, Mr. Naruhodo? Mr. Cholmes? I rushed to Victoria Station earlier and made arrangements for a special express. If we hurry now, we shall be there in time for dinner. And I know of a fine restaurant that serves the most delicious baked sole. The great detective does it again. Indeed, he does. I happen to be aware of a number of the Trail Transport Directive's foibles. What? I merely made my knowledge of them known to the man, and he happily laid on the locomotive. Elementary! It's really wild. If you say people's secrets to them, they just do stuff for you. Yeah, no, you're just definitely blackmailing them. I'm sorry to say. What are we waiting for, then? To London, Victoria! Sweet, 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 sweet. That is Excellent. Oh my god, and we made it. 18th April, 5:32 a.m. Port of Dover, Quayside. That took somewhat longer than I had anticipated.
Susie's boat must be about to leave now.
Mr. Sato, where are you? Be on the deck.
Oh shit!
Over there, look! It looks like she's reading something. Quick, run up on her, and then she'll flip us into the ocean.
Hold it!
Yo, what are you doing? Mr. Sato, wait. What are you doing? Hi.
Mr. Naruhodo, what are you doing here?
We came as soon as we could after the trial. I mean, we heard that the sailings were being delayed due to the bad weather, you see.
Oh, I see. Then tell me, how did Gina's trial go?
It went well. She was acquitted. Hell yeah.
That's wonderful. Really wonderful news.
Good. Susato, you did good by giving us the Flap-O-Matic. The book you were about to throw in the sea, it was your Encyclopedia of British Law, wasn't it?
Oh, dear. I was hoping you hadn't seen that. I'm not worthy of practicing law in any way now. So, I was saying my final farewell.
You were saying goodbye to law? You? Susato-san? Would I be correct in assuming it's because of the people, Miss Susato?
I deliberately altered the scene of a crime, and then I tried to hide the fact. What I did is utterly unforgivable. That reminds me. How did I even come to have this, Susie? On the evening of the incident, Mr. Sholmes had invited Gina to dinner, if you remember.
Okay.
Oh, yes, we had a wonderful time. Well, Gina gave us a little introductory lesson, didn't she? To the art of pickpocketing, I mean. Oh, that was so much fun. I stole Runo's armband.
Yeah, please don't do that again, Iris. This band's very important to me.
Well, if it's so important, you should pay more attention to it. You didn't notice for ages. On a whim, I thought it would be fun to see if I could take the cat flap-o-mat, so I put it up my sleeve. Really? And then I rather forgot about it until I found myself at Mr. Windibank's shop with it later that night.
I see. And then you did the thing. You opened the thing. Bang! Yep. Mr. Sholmes! Leave me, Mr. Naruhodo. Right! And then everything went to hell.
After Mr. Sholmes had left the shop, I started to think that door started to play on my mind.
Storeroom door, you mean?
Yes, if Gina was anywhere in the shop, I realized it could have only been behind that door. And at that moment, the little device that I had put in my sleeve sprang to mind. I was so worried about Gina, I simply had to know.
So it was used to make the peephole. As captured in a photographic print of the shop. By one of Hurley's... Oh god. Beer back. Need some water. That's what I get for eating on stream. I returned with delicious tap water. Listen, if I survived for like 4 years off of Chicago tap water, this water can't be too bad, right? Delicious. Indeed, it was one of the first importance at that point. Precisely when the people was made, that information would prove to be Mr. Naruhodo's greatest weapon. Though naturally, without proof, it would have amounted to nothing.
But when I looked through the hole in the door, the sight that met my eyes made my blood run cold. Thoughts started to run through my head. I remembered that trial 2 months earlier, the trial of Magnus McGilded. I thought about how he had manipulated the evidence and arranged a false testimony to secure his freedom. It made the British justice system feel very dark and sinister to me. And then, a terrible thought occurred to me. What if some wicked criminal was planning to do the same thing now? Because from the appearance of the crime scene, it looked exactly as though Gina had shot Mr. Windibank. Even though I was sure she would never have done such a thing. You were worried that the true culprit would try to frame her for the crime? That's right. But then I realized it would be very difficult for anyone to give false testimony in this case. What do you mean? Well, the crime appeared to have happened behind the door of a locked room. For someone to claim falsely to have witnessed it, there would have had to have been a way to see beyond the door. Ah. For which a people would be the very thing. Only, the people I had made wasn't actually there until after the crime had been committed, of course. And the criminal wouldn't know that, so it wouldn't make any difference. But the possibility of a rather ingenious trap was there, was it not? A trap? Is that why she did it? So, is that why you kept it a secret, Susie? You never mentioned that you made the people to anyone, not even to the police. I know, and I knew at the time what I was doing was wrong. A criminal offense, even. That's why I decided to confide in Mr. Sholmes. If Mr. Naruhodo was completely backed into a corner, with no other plausible means of escape, the truth about the people could save him. That was my plan.
She really does think of everything.
But then... Why didn't you just tell me everything before the trial began?
My dear fellow, you're not even thinking straight. If she had done that, it would have rendered you complicit in the whole escapade. Ah. You could have been disbarred if you had been seen to have knowingly tampered with a crime scene, so Miss Susato decided to shoulder the burden of responsibility alone. For your sake and Miss Lestrade's.
Miss Susato. No, the truth is, when it happened, I did it because I'd lost a little of my faith in the law. Oh. I was worried that the right person wouldn't be convicted of the crime. But the moment I allowed myself to think that is the moment I lost my right to call myself a judicial assistant.
I don't think so. I think plenty of people have thoughts like that. What you did isn't comparable to what he did. Graydon is the one who lied in the witness stand, using that people as a way to complicit Gina. And besides, if the people inconsistency hadn't existed, I'm not at all sure that she would have been acquitted in the end. Mr. Sato, what you did saved Gina's life. The fact that the people was there and he used that to try and convince people that's how he saw it. Like, that's the only reason we came out on top of that.
Well, with your kind words, Mr. Naruhodo, you've saved me too, from my regrets.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, we must all be thankful that Miss Lestrade's freedom has been assured. Yeah, exactly. Although some of the loose ends in that trial will continue to play on my mind, I'm sure.
But the revelation that the music box disc contained secret messages, Mr. Naruhodo. What a triumph to work that out! I'm full of admiration.
Well, actually, that argument wasn't quite as compelling as I thought it was.
Oh, it wasn't?
There was a communications officer among the jury members, you see, a telegraph operator. And she said the majority of the sound on the disc were just meaningless tones. As one would expect, after all, we are talking about secret government communications. No doubt they were written in cipher to avoid being readily understood should they be intercepted. Cipher? I see. So then we could have never have hoped to understand the message anyway. Nonsense, my dear fellow! In fact, I have already deciphered it. While you threw me on that bench, instead of lying down and resting like I was supposed to, I was solving it. It's quite a zero pipe problem, I assure. Oh, well. Maybe? Maybe? Thinking about it? A. S-O-G-I. Asogi? What? Well, that can't be a real word, can it? How funny. Wait, Iris, what did you just say? Oh, I said asogi. Does that word mean something to you? Yeah, it kind of does mean something. Asogi was the name of my best friend. What? But how? How do you know that name, Iris? I wrote it down during the trial before, when the message was playing on the music box. She transcribed it on the fly? She really is a genius. I thought the message probably wouldn't be written out in plain Morse code, so I tried various ways to interpret it. Whatever I tried, the words just didn't seem to make any sense. That is, in English at least. Oh, it was a Japanese message. It suddenly occurred to me, you see, that there's more than one Morse code, not just English variety. Various countries around the world have altered and added a Morse code to use in their own languages. I don't believe it. Are you saying... Oh my god, that's right. I've only actually seen a chart of Japanese Morse code once before. But I think it's based on the Iroha pangram, isn't it? You mean to say that in Japanese Morse code the message says asogi? Yes, I think so. Sorry, but I don't remember all of the Japanese Morse code. Iris, would you let me see that? Mrs. Sato, do you know it? Do you know Japanese Morse code? Yes, I spent some time studying it. She fucking knows everything, dude. Why are you questioning her? Because I'm quite sure Morse code will become ever more important for international communications. Fair. That is commendable. Then I might recommend, my dear madame, that you focus your efforts on the English version. Be that as it may, Iris, show me the message, please. Of course. Of course. Yeah, what does it say? Is he alive? He's alive, right? He's totally alive? Yeah? But what can this possibly mean? Whatever is in that long sequence of supposedly meaningless dots and dashes, it's made the color drain from Susato's face. There's no doubt that this message is written in Japanese Morse code. So the British Empire has been using Japanese for its secret communications? I don't understand the reason why, but the message appears to be a list of 4 people's names. 4 names? The first is Kei Asogi. Okay, Kazuma Asogi. Why? Why was his name on that disc? The second is A. Shin. Shin? I don't recognize that name. The third is T. Guregusan. Gregson. Oh! Gregson. It would seem Tobias Gregson is the third man on the list. And what is his name doing in a secret government communication as well? And the last name... Is it me? It's me, isn't it? What's the matter, Miss Susato? It's just so strange, so unexpected. Oh, what is it, Susie? Don't keep us in suspense. Is it R. Naruhodo? Jay Wilson! Oh shit, it was her dad. Oh fuck. Oh, what? Wilson? John H. Wilson? You mean Daddy? Oh fuck. Oh, this can't be good. It only says Jay Wilson, so I'm afraid I can't be sure. Then, after the 4 names, it reads, if I translate from Japanese, that is all 4. And that's the end of the message, or rather, the end of what you noted down, Iris. That's all 4. We don't know who the third guy is. That's all 4. What could that mean? Because, like, at first I thought that meant, like, they're all dead. But only 2 of them are dead that we know of. We don't know the third, so he could be dead. But Gregson isn't. Gregson is still, like, But Gregson is also working with the government. So maybe he's been, like, converted or something? Or rather, the end of what you noted down, Iris. That's disturbing. I just can't believe it. Who would ever have thought that those discs contain Japanese Morse code? Not to mention a strange list of some disturbingly familiar names. It would appear that this particular message is a communication of some kind between Great Britain and the Empire of Japan. So, Daddy could be in Japan then. Where Susie and Runo come from? Oh, well... Oh, no, it's not very likely, really, is it? I mean, there are thousands of people with the surname Wilson, and there must be lots of J's among them. Yeah. Professor John H. Wilson, visiting professor of medicine at the Imperial Yume University. We can't tell Iris about that now, we just can't. This is so strange. Somehow, in solving the case of Mr. Wendebank's murder today, I feel I've rolled back a boulder at the mouth of a very dark cave. I do wonder if perhaps it's a dark cave that we shouldn't go wandering inside. Probably not. I assume that's how people wind up dead. Well, that's the alarm. That's the alarm, Susato. It's time for you to go. Time for you to skedaddle, if you will. Oh dear, the ship is going to set sail soon. Yeah, it seems so. I'll sail on that steamship first to the port of Dunkirk in France. Then I'll change to a larger passenger vessel bound for Japan. You're really going then, Susie?
We wish you a safe passage, Miss Susato.
Thank you so much. I wish all of you the very best. Miss Susato, I'd hoped you would always be at my side, to guide me and support me. Mr. Naruhodo, please come back soon. As far as I'm concerned, you really are the very best judicial assistant in the world. Oh, you got her, Ryunosuke. Good job, good job. I'm quite sure I'll be back before you know it. Sweet. Really, Susie? Oh, now don't forget, Iris. I made you a promise I've yet to fulfill. A promise? About your manuscript. Ah. Oh, yeah, the Hound of the Baskervilles. Well, I'll be waiting for you then, Susie. A promise is a promise. Definitely, Iris. Susato, no! Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah? Do you remember the first time we met? Yeah, of course. On the SS Burio when I was dragged out from that wardrobe, still half asleep. If I remember rightly, you threw me halfway across the cabin with a Susato takedown. You know very well what I'm talking about after that. It's strange, but being thrown together as we were in that case, I somehow felt straight away that you were the perfect person to continue Kazuma-sama's great legacy, Susato. And my instincts were right. I really want to believe. No, I'm sure that... What? Oh, I'll be back soon. Farewell until then. Oh, God. And we get a cutscene too, or is this a cut? Is this a cutscene? Yes, it is.
Somehow we seem to have come to the end of the adventures of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Or the first volume, at least.
We're literally 16 parts in, and it's the end of the first part.
Looking back now, it feels as though fate has led me on this journey.
Again, really weird that he sounds just completely straight up British. It throws me off every single
Fate led me
time.
to becoming a lawyer, to traveling halfway around the world, to meeting the great detective.
Bye.
I'm sure there'll be trials and tribulations ahead. Of course
There will. There will always be trials and tribulations, no matter what you do.
But
Trials and
whatever
tribulations will
happens,
find you.
I know I'll be able to turn my fortunes around.
Damn, Sholmes is playing it up. A goodbye concert. That's sweet.
After all, I have the greatest friends in the world on my side.
That's true. Like, Ryunosuke, did he have any friends besides Kazuma back in Japan? It really didn't it didn't seem like it. Because he was able to, like, pack everything and go on this trip pretty easily. Oh, hi. Ah, yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah, Mr. Sholmes? I have some rather awkward news. What is it? The railway company has decided to sue over the special express train, apparently.
What?
It caused such a commotion on the line, all the other trains had to wait at stations.
But really, we would never have made it to Dover in time otherwise. Haha! Anyway, I explained everything and how it was all your fault.
Bruh, really? You're really pinning that on me.
I believe a formal complaint should be delivered to your office tomorrow. But not to worry, my dear fellow. According to Miss Susato.
You love defending yourself in court.
What? What? What?
It's alright, I'm perfectly happy to testify.
Bruh, what do you mean?
He really didn't look like the sort of man who'd do something so outrageous.
I was literally on trial for murder before. Don't put me on trial again.
See?
No. No, not good. Mr. Sholmes?
Yes?
A word, if you don't mind.
Why, certainly. Any word you like. Bellow it out, my dear fellow. All at once.
Oh, yes, I love Runo's words, and I know just the one he'll use here.
Then, I really must say...
Objection!
Objection! Okay, that's funny.
Wait. Wait.
Wait, is that the end of the game? What?
No. In the following weeks, hundreds of music boxes arrived at Baker Street from all over Europe. Something was afoot, though it transpired I had ordered them all myself. So I advertised them for sale with used by Mr. Sholmes to solve an important case. And the money I've earned, consulting detective work, pays pittance by comparison. I'm a mogul! Oh my god. Holy shit, that was really the end of the game. I was not expecting that.
I haven't slept a wink. This manuscript is due tomorrow now. When I'm this busy, Hurley usually cooks me breakfast. Well, cooks is an overstatement, for some dry toast and insipid coffee. I do miss Susie and her lovely Japanese breakfasts.
You are very adorable, Iris, and I will do whatever I can to make sure that you are happy. I feel like we should have definitely told you,
Witness, your testimony is riddled with contradictions.
Exactly, really do Cobalt coins hide under rare stakes themselves?
Well, I don't know, son knows his father is an innocent man, or are you calling my son a liar? Witnesses, my courtroom is no place for your petty arguments.
Wow, this is... Wait, is this actually just going through the whole story now? I thought it was just going to go scene by scene, but it's actually just playing out.
Oh.
Having delivered the Russian dancer to shore in Shanghai, I laid low on the steamship for a while. But last night I apprehended an extremely suspicious Japanese national on board. I've done nothing wrong, and I did was give Wagahai's offspring refuge in my pocket. A man brings some kids on board, and suddenly he's a hardened criminal. It's just not fair.
Wang Hai's kidding? Wang Hai is a girl? Wang Hai had kittens! Oh my god, kittens! But yeah, don't bring animals on a ship if they don't allow it. That causes murders. There's a direct correlation.
Scientific investigation will be gold standard. Oh, well, fuck. I dream of a world governed by the tenets of order and discipline. Like a great clock, in fact, whose hundreds of parts mesh together in perfect unison. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have but 2 minutes and 37 seconds until my next appointment.
It's so hard to talk like that without running out of breath. This... Man, I really liked this game, but some things just felt like complete and utter bullshit. Some things, like, it was hard. Whenever I say that one line she wrote, now I get a standing ovation. Wanna hear it?
Not bad, I suppose, for an amateur.
I mean, it's a pretty good line.
Glug, 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 glug. Ah, her ladyship puts me to shame.
I mean, she puts all of us to shame, honestly. Her deduction skills are next to none. I mean, like, Sholmes has a lot of observational skills, but he doesn't have the detective skills to actually put them all together.
Been visiting the old girl on a daily basis, of course. Joni, my old jailbird. Must say, battling with those bally stairs every day has done wonders for the dicky peg. Managing rather well with the housework, too. Got this maid business taped up, I'd say. Hope the gossiping neighbors don't realize the man of the house is his own maid.
That's dope, that's dope. I didn't even realize... I mean, yeah, it makes sense. She is the one who threw the knife, so yeah, she'd go to jail for manslaughter. You didn't mean it. Still happened, though. My Rolly is back on the beat again, all thanks to the Reaper. There's nothing I enjoy more these days than hunting out a small change in the gutter. I'm a better Bobby now, looking after Londoners. They're dropped as pennies and my lovely wife. Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly. Wow, this is actually just an after shot for every single character, huh? I will, like, these characters were well designed, and, like, their dialogue was hilarious. Some of the gameplay I did not like, though. Looks like I'm gonna be doing it for a bit looks like I'm gonna be doing time for a bit. Iris comes every day for Annetta, so I ain't too boring. She's always going on about all them cases what Sholmes is looking into. Criminal investigations are kinda interesting. When you get into them. Oh? Someone gonna become a little PI, maybe? PI Gina? Private investigator? Has a slight ring to it. I can see it. What's up, Graydon? Yes, I renounced my upbringing and chose a life of sophisticated crime. But regrets? Please.
Get over, bruv. That ain't the Ash we used to know. We got Harmony here to plan the comeback of Milverton and Skulkin's milk run, right? The three muskin' what's-its. Milking the neighborhood for all it's worth.
Oh my god. They're used to doing that pose with him doing that in the center. Oh my god, I can't believe I didn't realize it until now. That's, yeah. That makes sense. That fits. Who's next? Oh, is it us? Oh, it's just, oh, it's a memory. This past 6 months has been a time I shall remember forevermore. Painful goodbyes and wonderful encounters. I've come to realize that's what life is all about. Naruhodo-san, I promise. Your assistant will return to you one day. But for now, I leave you with many memories. And a heartfelt wish that life will treat you well. Dang. Are you hoping that life will treat the producer well? That's kind of like what it seemed to be implying. She looked directly at the producer. Oh man, this life is looking... Life? Oh, that's a good photo! I like that. Look at that! Oh my god. Wait. Sweet. Okay, good. I got a picture of it. I was like, wait, I need to take a screenshot of this. I did, in fact, take a screenshot of it. I did it, everyone. Oh, hi. What's up, Cosma? You got something to tell me? That you're still alive, perhaps? Or are we going to be walking through credits? Okay, okay. It is. Oh, it is all credits, I assume. Man. So I really liked this game. I did do it, Power. I did do it. I'm really... Honestly, I thought there were 10 chapters to this game, and I saw that we were only on chapter 5. I thought this was halfway through the game, and I was like... I was like, dragging. I'm not gonna lie. It took me a lot. Like, I was going to finish this trial, and then I was going to take a small break from Ace Attorney. But as it turns out, just as I was reaching that point, I finished the fucking game, so it works out. But yeah, no, characters, like the design of the characters, the attitude of the characters, the dialogue, amazing. 10 out of 10. I really loved the way that it was put together. Insanely slow burn. Insanely slow burn. This first game was essentially all setup. It was essentially all setup for what I'm assuming is going to be the second game. Or actually, I know the second game exists. Is it already out? I'm pretty sure it is. Hold on. Ace Attorney
Chronicles 2. I'll just put in release date just to be sure. Get out of here. Get out of here. Ace Critic Chronicles. Resolve. Well, I mean, it's already out, right? Yeah. It's definitely it's already out. Excuse me. Oh God. Oh hey, Susato with a sword. It's nice. She's just kind of like looking at me. Also nice. But yeah. So this has pretty much all been set up. So it's an extremely slow burn. Lots of setup for the second game. So I mean, I guess that pretty much grounds the fact that I'm going to be playing the second game eventually. It probably won't be anytime soon, because I'm going to be honest, that was a large amount of time. What was that? 16 times, like, 2.5? What is that? Like, 30... 60 times 2 is 32. And then plus, like, 8. 40? I've been playing this game for 40 hours, give or take. So, yeah, it's been quite a long time. We've spent a long time on this game. Although, I thought it was longer. I could have sworn we spent like 60 hours on this game. Maybe my math is wrong, and I just thought about it completely wrong. Maybe I'll look up. Maybe I'll. You know what? I'm gonna look at all my streams, see the total aggregated time for Ace Attorney, and then I'll tweet what the total amount is. That sounds like a good idea. I could do the research later, and I can tweet about it. Yeah, no, but characters, animations, everything solid. Gameplay, though, was good for the most part, but there were some times that annoyed me to no end. Like, the game never told you could actually interact with, you couldn't interact with the evidence in your sack. Hey, it's Iris. Is she gonna join us? Is she gonna be the last person? I hope so. Come on. Come on, Iris. Come on. Yes! The 4 of us. The 4 friends. The 4 buddies. What's up, Zeeks? You fuck? But yeah, no, the gameplay was really good, except for, like, it didn't tell us when we could interact with a... Oh, you know what? He is doing that pose. Holy shit, I didn't even realize that. He's just doing the pose, but frontward. Huh. Hey, Gina. Good to see you, too. Are you joining in? Probably not. Oh, she's loading a thing, though. Yeah, so, like, it didn't tell us... I keep getting distracted by everything I'm seeing. I'm sorry. But, yeah, this game was all set up. A very slow burn. It was pretty much carried by the characters and their dialogue. There were some parts that felt like bullshit, where it's just like, hey, name a piece of evidence, and you're like, fuck, this is clearly the piece of evidence, and then it's not, and it's something completely different. Or like, you have to present half of the evidence, but like you have to present the correct half, which is like, why couldn't both of them do it? They do all have their poses. Man, that's interesting. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. The last spotlight to end it all. The Great Ace Attorney Adventures finished. Damn, that was a fucking roller coaster of a game, though. I like that. I really like that. Oh shit, look at that. Fleeting Farewell is the achievement I got. Ooh, I am looking slick. Cosmo looking badass as always. Still fully convinced that Cosmo's alive, you know. Greatest Attorney Chronicles. Oh, and we're at the pier now. Sweet. Damn. Alright then, Acolights, that was the stream. I mean, looks like we're streaming for about the same amount of time as normal, which is kind of ironic. So, I mean, hey, I'll take that when it does happen. So I guess we'll have to decide what game to play next week. I wasn't really expecting that. Well, I mean, I was going to take a small break, so I was going to have to choose a new game anyway, but yeah, no, the fact that we finished it, it's like, oh man, damn. We just do it. We just do it with no repercussions now. Man, maybe I'll play some Isaac, or maybe I'll find something else. I have no idea. But, like, the possibilities are endless now. My time is free. But all right, it's been a fun time. I'll talk to all of you later. As always, hope you have a good night. Hope you had a good time. And do your best to be kind. I'll talk to you later.